Hello everybody and welcome to a manica rubida update. So I've not recorded this colony since the last video here in the extra channel, pretty much I think. So they are going a little bit wacky over me actually recording them. By the way, I don't even think I've shown this setup. I don't know when I've shown them last. But this is the manica rubida colony. And they're living in the Wakooshi Gen 4 system modular range. And as you can see, some funky stuff is happening with this nest around the edges. Now, upon a conversation with Wakooshi, I believe he said that it was because it's been overwatered, and this is simply the water, the remains of the water residue that, I don't know, it's chemics, something. But you can't see in here the colony, so it's not really liking all of the vibrations I caused them. But this is the manica rubida colony. And for those who didn't know, I got this colony from Ant Antics. I ripped this name off because I needed to record them and they had dug out the cotton, and I cleaned the tube and I gave them, this is the water tube now. But enough about that, let's look at the colony. Now, I've actually been interested to taking a macro video to see what all of these small things are. Because I haven't been able to say what they were from an outside perspective. And from a close perspective, I still can't say what they are. I don't know what they are. But looking here at the colony, we have Paniki, which is the name of the queen, aka Panic, because she's always crazy panicking. And out of the 3 queens I got, she was the queen I least expected to survive because she's so panicky. Mate, could you start licking yourself? He was ripping down the sound insulation. But yeah. So I actually didn't believe that she would be the one to make it because she's always very panicky, and she was the first to just run into the outwall and just sit out here. But as you can see, even though she's still very panicky, and she's been like that since day 1 pretty much, she's doing fine. So if we actually take a look at the brood of the colony, you can see here, this is where there's the most heat normally, and this is where there's the pupae. Well, they usually are here. Wow, that's just a newborn worker. Wow, you are not many minutes old almost. You haven't even completely unfolded yet. Wow, what a sight. You can also see we have some larvae, and the pupae are here. They're going completely crazy, of course, but we have some more pupae and larvae over here, which is fabulous. Some more pupae and some larvae as well, which is also fabulous. This is pretty much empty. And then over here we have a bunch of larvae. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Some tiny larvae down there. Some just hatching into larvae. But look at this brood pile. That is fabulous. Fabulous. And it keeps going because over here, look at that. Fresh eggs. Larvae, brood. The colony is truly booming. Paniki is doing a great job, even though she's living up to her name as being panicky, and everything is very panicky. I think it's about time I upgrade this setup. As you can see right now, it looks actually very calm, but let me just feed them. So, I mean, you can see here, I've literally just put it in, and we already have so many workers out and about. This is so dark. Why is it so dark when they have so much light here? But yeah, this is pretty much what I feed them twice a week or so, which is a medium roach to large roach, 2 mediums or 1 large. So I'm definitely giving them a lot of protein, but you can just see how quick they are to come out. Like, it's insane, the response time. You can also see with these workers trying more and more. Well, of course I'm just talking right now, so I'm blowing a lot of air in on them. But they are starting to test the limits of the setup, and they are starting to escape sometimes. Well, I could just apply a new barrier. It's still the original barrier that's on the setup, but yeah, it's insane how quick they respond to food, and insane how bad the lighting is. That's a little bit better, I think. Yeah, would you look at that, man? Would you look at that? They just look so fabulous. I'm not gonna lie, because I always counted on the queen kind of dying because she's panicky. I've connected a little bit more to this colony, I'd say. And to be honest, I'm really liking this colony. It's a very simple colony. I just feed them. I haven't been stung by them yet, but they're just fast growing, and they're big. Like, you can see the larvae in here quite easily. So it's a quite big colony as well compared to other European ants. And once more, this here is the full setup. So it is I started out with a Luna pod, but they became too interested in escaping and thought, you know what, instead of having a Luna pod, why don't I just connect and make it my own kind of Luna pod? So the feeding outworld with tubes hanging off like this. Of course, these are sitting on there snugly, and there's a water tube here. I may need to replace the water soon. It's starting to turn a little bit disgusting. But I thought I had a little bit more food. I felt like it was a little on the downside, and that's moving around. But yeah, once they were kind of filling out the tubes and they were running out, I thought, you know what, let me just add a nest, and here we are. So the next step is to remove this feeding hub, and well, it's a 4-way feeding module, I don't know the right name, and then give them something like an S1 outworld, so the smallest outworld from the Wakooshi series, because this is an all Wakooshi nest right now. And just like I showed with the bull ant the other day, what I really like is you can just pick up the setup like this, back into the viv. There we are, back into the viv. I'm about to feed all the colonies. That's what I'm doing here. So a question I get asked quite often regarding my manica is, do you hibernate them? You should hibernate them. Why aren't you hibernating them? And I'm just going to turn the slide off. Bang. Could you even see that? Bang. So am I hibernating them? No, well, clearly not. They're inside the viv, and the viv is 26 degrees. So clearly I'm not hibernating them. The main reason I'm not is simply because I think it was the first year of the manica challenge. So this is the second year, and we're beginning the third year. But the first year of the manica challenge, Jake from Antimatter said he wasn't going to hibernate his colony. And well, he didn't take the colony didn't have any negative effects on it. And I thought, you know what? Let me try the same. So some colonies like Lasius niger, they need to be hibernated because they need that natural break and all of that. And for manica, because I don't think it's very well known if it's a yes or no. I think it may be a little bit like Mesobarbers, where it's like, oh, you can, which is good for the colony, or you can also not, which is also fine for the colony. Like, I didn't hibernate my Mesobarbers for all the years I had them. One of the years I put them in the colder room. But yeah, I'm not hibernating my manica. Curious to hear what you guys out there are thinking about this. Are you hibernating your manica? Let me know in the comments. But right now I can't say anything, but they're doing incredibly great in there in the viv. And I'm looking, I don't know, they have a place in my heart. I don't know, it's because the queen is just, she's panicky. She's the first queen I've given a name without actually saying it to people. Like, she was so panicky. She's just panicky. She's just panicky. That's her name. She's the only queen I think I've ever nicknamed without actually doing it through YouTube and all of that. That's panicky right there. So yeah, they have a place in my heart, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they'll go. It's an exciting colony, I can't lie. I do enjoy them a lot. So yeah, that's it for this little manica update. They're in there, by the way. That's why I'm doing this all the time. And yeah, catch you all in another one. Bye!